Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss the poem I Too. It is a famous poem written by Langston Hughes, who was one of the prominent figures of the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural movement that celebrates African American art, culture, and music in the early 20th century. The poem addresses themes of racial inequality, identity, resilience, and hope. It reflects the experiences of African Americans during a time of segregation and discrimination. Now let us study the first stanza of the poem. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes. But I laugh and eat well and grow strong. In the opening stanza, the speaker asserts his identity as an essential part of America. He refers to himself as the darker brother, highlighting his racial identity as an African American. The reference to being sent to kitchen during gatherings indicates segregation and exclusion from the main dining area. So when guests come to visit his honors, he is sent to the kitchen and not allowed in the dining area. But despite this treatment, the speaker maintains a sense of dignity and pride, symbolized by his ability to laugh, eat well, and grow strong. Now let's study the second stanza. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when the company comes. Nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. The speaker looks forward to a time when he won't be asked to leave and go to the kitchen when the guests come to home. He envisions a future where he will sit at the same table as others during those gatherings. This hope anticipates a more inclusive and just society where racial segregation is no longer tolerated. The speaker's confidence and assertion indicate a belief in the inevitability of change, which means the change is surely going to happen in future. Now let's study the third stanza. Besides, they will see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. In this stanza, the speaker asserts his self-worth and pride. He believes that as African Americans gain visibility and recognition for their contributions, those who have marginalized them will feel ashamed of their discriminatory actions. The speaker's confidence in his own beauty symbolizes the overall beauty and value of his race, which has been unjustly overlooked. And now let's study the fourth and last stanza. It has only one line. I too am America. And let's study the significance of the repetition of this line. This line was also the first line of the poem. So this is the concluding stanza, and with this repetition, the speaker reaffirms his identity as an integral part of America. This line echoes the opening line of the poem and emphasizes that despite the discrimination and exclusion he has experienced, he is still an essential component of the nation's identity. Now let us study the themes of the poem. Racial inequality and discrimination. The poem confronts the racial segregation and discrimination that were prevalent during the time it was written. It highlights the unjust treatment and exclusion faced by African Americans. Identity and pride. The speaker embraces his identity as an African American and expresses a sense of pride and dignity despite the challenges he faces. This theme resonates with the broader struggle for self-acceptance and recognition, hope and resilience. The poem conveys a sense of hope for a better future where racial equality is achieved. The speaker's confidence in his own worth and the anticipation of change demonstrate resilience in the face of adversity. Now let us study the motifs of the poem. Kitchen. The kitchen serves as a symbol of segregation and marginalization, representing the unequal treatment of African Americans during social gatherings. It also symbolizes the speaker's determination to overcome such treatment. Table. The table represents a place of equality and inclusion. The speaker's desire to sit at the table signifies the aspiration for a more just and integrated society. In conclusion, we can say that I Too is a powerful and evocative poem that speaks to the experiences of African Americans during a challenging period in American history. It addresses issues of race, identity, and social justice while conveying a message of hope and the aspirations for a more equitable future. So this was the discussion on the poem I Too by Langston Hughes. We will meet in the next video with some other poem. Until then, thank you and goodbye.